like there's space, because you're sitting in that space. You occupy the space, so there's space for you to move.
Mm-hmm.
But in the like under the windshield, that's where like the dashboard is. That's where all the buttons are. That's where the steering wheel, if you want to call it that, is. That's where everything is. I sound so fake, but that was a long fucking time ago, and I don't remember any of the terminology. But like that's where all the buttons and everything is. So there's not a lot of room to move. So you got to find a way to like squeeze yourself in there and maneuver and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have to lift that part up, it's a lot harder and it's heavier than the canopy. So like that was the thing that ruined me because I got it up there, held it, and I was fine. It was bringing it down, like you're supposed to stay under it to bring it down and use your body's strength. But at a certain angle, you can't use your body anymore because all the fucking equipment is in your space. So you would bring it down with your arms alone. And that shit is heavy. It's like imagine trying to put a caddy, like you got the barbell and then like the 245s, with none of the rest of your body, just using your arms. Like imagine just taking it straight forward like that or putting it like that, right? So like the way it is on UFit, like when you take it off the rack, imagine taking it off the rack just like this. Instead of getting under it and going up, you're just like taking it straight off with your hands, and then you're gonna go forward with it because this shit is heavy.
Yeah.
That's what happened. When I was bringing the thing down, it was too heavy and both my shoulders clicked out of place.
Oh, jeez.
The instructor was in trouble because it was his fault that I got injured, but they liked him, so they covered for him, and they labeled me as defective, and they said that I had anxiety and depression, which I did, but it wasn't to the degree that they said it was on my forms, and they discharged me. I told that whole story, and it has very little to do with my anime. Well, I guess
it does.
It's
heroism.
Yeah, I guess in some capacity. But like, I joined the military because I wanted to be a hero to myself and to other people, and it didn't work out. But I've always wanted to just be a symbol and something that people can look up to. So for All Might to be the symbol of peace, that's pretty much it for me, right? So like, yeah, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting to fall for the show the way that I did. Like, it's my favorite anime. So my top 5 before I started watching was Dragon Ball at number 1, Full Metal at number 2, Death Note at number 3, Hitman at number 4, and One Punch at number 5. Since I started watching anime back in July of this year to now, my new list consists of My Hero, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, what comes after JoJo? Shit, I keep fucking forgetting this list. It's My Hero, JoJo's Bizarre, Gurren Lagann, Full Metal. Oh, I'm sorry, now I remember. It's My Hero, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Mob Psycho 100.
Yo, Mob Psycho was crazy.
Gurren Lagann, and Full Metal. Those are my top 5.
I can't wait for season 2 to come out.
Yeah, that's just coming out soon, ain't it? Like, it's a couple months. Almost all the good anime are coming back next month.
Yeah.
So,
Attack on Titan's coming back in like the summer.
I'm just now getting into that. Like, I started watching it a couple weeks ago. I really like it. It's, man, like a big problem with like Harry Potter and not Lion King, like Harry Potter and fucking Game of Thrones and anime and shit like that. It's a universal problem. Is fandoms. Yeah. Fandoms will kill something for you real quick. Steven Universe is a really big example. You can see something, be interested in it, then you'll see the fan base and how they carry themselves and how they talk too much about it and how they just can't control themselves. And
you just don't want to be associated.
You don't want to be part of that. So the Attack on Titan people really, like, I was like, ew. Yeah. Like, get that shit away from me. Yeah. But yeah, so that was how I got into My Hero. I got into JoJo because one of my best friends and her boyfriend love that shit. And I've seen a lot of clips and memes and shit, all from JoJo. It's just the craziest shit. Like, if there's ever there's a video of like a Shiba and I think 2 or 3 huskies surrounding it, and it's just like the huskies are like staring this Shiba down, like you came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker, and like the Shiba's just like. Like, that's literally what he's doing. And then the video ends with, like, a freeze frame of the Shiba getting ready to attack one of them. Mm-hmm. And it's a freeze frame, and then it says to be continued. That's from JoJo. Okay. They took that from JoJo. That's how all episodes end. Like, it'll be some shit that's about to go down, and then, like, freeze frame, to be continued, and the song starts playing. It's... Now that I've seen the anime, and I get the joke, all those videos are 10 times funnier. But JoJo is, like, hella over the top, and... It was, what really made me watch it was the meme with the 2 beetles that are on the carpet that are fighting each other. You've seen this. There's like a beetle.
Oh, like the little black ones that are just
yes, like... and they're just like clawing each other? Okay, somebody put audio of JoJo and Dio fighting on top of that, and like, and like they... spliced it and they put zoom ins and zoom outs and special effects so that it goes with the show and the audio. And I watched that 100 times because it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I thought the Beatles fighting clip was just stupid. Then they put those sound effects on it and it was just amazing. And like, I wanted to see where the sounds came from. I wanted to see what was causing, like, what the fuck is going on, because like the end of that version, the bigger beetle that beats the small beetle.
Spoilers, Tim.
Oh my god, shut up.
Oh my god.
If you haven't seen that video, fuck you. But the bigger beetle, like, when they put the JoJo clips on it, one of the sound clips was of one of the characters using their time stop ability. And so the bigger beetle uses time stop, and then the video goes black and white. And then there's like a thumping sound effect, and like the bigger beetle starts counting down, like, when I reach 0 I'm gonna fucking kill you. And so I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous, like, what? And then like when he reaches 0, the blue beetle's like, Roadrunner! And I'm like, what the fuck? And then it ends with like a steamroller just coming from the sky and crushing the other beetle, and then it does the to be continued black and white freeze frame, and I'm like,
that's hilarious. What?
So then I
can't wait to watch this show.
You really gotta watch it, dude. So when I finally found like the source clip, it was just as funny as it sounded, and I'm like, yo, like, this shit looks dope as fuck, because like, it's so vibrant, it's so colorful, it's so over the top. Like I showed you, like the stupid pose I did earlier. Everybody has a ridiculous pose, and it's just beautiful. So it quickly became my second favorite anime. Like, but you have to wade through it, dude. Just like My Hero, like because part 4 is my favorite part, but my favorite character is in part 3. It's Dio. He's in part 1 and part 3. Whoops. But it's a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler because anyone who ever sees JoJo stuff only sees part 3. They don't see part 1 and 2 because part 3 is the most popular. Part 3 is so popular, almost every other anime actually references it. Like, wow. Once you watch JoJo, you're gonna see references in almost everything else. Even Pokemon, which isn't really an anime, but is an anime, even they have referenced JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like, this shit has been influential in like almost every capacity. I think it's the only anime alongside Dragon Ball that has influenced everything else. Wow. It's that big, but like, it's only just now getting that big in America. Mob Psycho, I recently saw that, like I saw that like last month, fell for it immediately because I'm sorry to everyone that hasn't seen it yet. I'm not about to spoil it for you, but I'm about to ruin it for you. If you've seen One Punch Man, you've seen Mob Psycho. It's essentially the same skeleton, the same ideas. Instead of everybody being superheroes, everybody's psychic. Instead of it taking one punch to knock people out, it's one thought to erase someone. Like, and
he has this like mystery mode where he like, because his powers are are controlled by his emotions, which you see this in like episode 1. His powers are controlled by his emotions. So like he'll, like once he reaches 100, which is Mob Psycho 100, that's when like he levels up or whatever.
To elaborate, he's out of touch with his emotions.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like connection to them. Like he doesn't understand them. But when he is overwhelmed, when he's 100% overwhelmed by his emotions, like things happen throughout the show that increase his percentage. Like he'll just be hanging out, and then a mosquito will bite him, and that'll take him to 10%. And then he'll be hanging out with classmates, and then he'll see like his brother get picked on. That'll take him to 35%. And then he'll hang out, and like he'll be exercising, and then like he'll trip and fall, and then the people he's exercising with gets ahead of him. He is now at 75%. And then some villain comes by and starts fucking shit up, and that takes him to 100%. And then
he starts fucking shit up.
He's not even aware of himself doing it either. Like he just goes off. It's really good.
And the animation and just everything about this show is just, I love it so much.
I'm gonna recommend a YouTuber to you because he does analysis for certain animes, and just watching his shit made me appreciate all of my favorite animes even more.
Anime AJ?
No, Mother's Basement.
Mother's Basement.
He did like, because there's things that I didn't even realize I loved until he pointed them out. Like a big thing about Mob Psycho that actually makes it cool is he's like, the reason the show's animation is so crazy and beautiful is when you think about it, it's two dudes just pointing at each other. There's no fighting involved. They're just psychic people. So all the shit is happening in their heads. So they have to do really crazy paintbrush splatter, or his hair flowing, or like chalkboard drawing or chalkboard animation. Like the animation changes a lot, so you can understand how crazy shit is happening. Because if they didn't do that, it'd literally be two people standing there, and then one dude passes out because he lost the psychic battle. You think about that?
But like actual stuff happens in the environment though.
Right, no. But like when other characters that have the powers similar to him are involved, then that shit starts to happen. But like the first time we ever see him, he like eradicates Smiley, but he doesn't do anything to Smiley. He just puts his hand up and shreds him. So if they didn't animate that well, it'd just be a dude talk to the hand, and that's a wrap.
Yeah,
so,
that's right. That's true.
Studio Bones knows what the fuck they're doing, dude. Studio Bones habits literally 4 out of my top 5. They did My Hero. They did.
They did My Hero?
I believe they did My Hero.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, they did, because they did the fight with Todoroki and Deku.
Oh, okay.
They animated that. So Studio Bones did My Hero. They did no, they didn't do JoJo. Wow. Okay, never mind. 3 out of 5. They did My Hero. They did Full Metal. They did Mob Psycho. They did One Punch Man. They did a lot of other good ones. Really good fucking ones.
Studio Bones is great.
Gurren Lagann is on my list because I grew up loving Power Rangers, and the thing about Power Rangers I really love, if you couldn't tell, is like there's a Megazord here if you can see it, but I love the robots. The designs are really cool. So the fact that there's an anime where the robot just can decide, hey, fuck you, this is now my arm, and like, fuck you, this is now my hair. Like, I thought that was so silly, but so cool. And there were seasons of Power Rangers where they did that, where they were just like, I like that bear you got going there. My ape robot needs a leg. Give me that shit. And like, they did that a lot.
I've been wanting to watch Super Sentai too. Like, I've seen Power Rangers, but I want to see like Super Sentai.
You would have a lot more fun with Super Sentai because like Mighty Morphin is just like, it's cute. You know, it's fun. Like, they have dynamic scenes and shit. But, like, the robots are just robots, right? Like, the Megazords are just Megazords. They're just mechanical dinosaurs.
I heard in Super Sentai they're like gods.
They're gods.
That's crazy.
But, like...
That's crazy.
The core 5 are like, gods, but, like, not necessarily sentient. They become sentient when they merge.
Oh.
So, his name is Daijujin. Right? Daijujin is the entity of the god, and then like ultimate something, I forgot his full name, but it's ultimate something Daijujin god, whatever the fuck, when he merges with the Dragon Zord and the Brontosaurus Ultra Zord, when he merges with all of them, that's his true form. That's what he's supposed to look like.
Okay.
That's when he's at his maximum power. Dragon Zord was somewhat sentient in Mighty Morphin, right? Because like he could move on his own and like he could just decide to ignore Tommy if he wanted to, but like they didn't give him a personality. In Super Sentai, he does. As a matter of fact, he has his own story arc, and it's the saddest fucking story. It made me cry, but it's so good. It's really, really good.
I can't wait to watch it.
You better watch that shit. And then so that's why I love Gurren Lagann. And then Full Metal, it was like the first anime that I got back into when I started watching again at the end of high school. So yeah, and I guess to wrap this whole thing up with the whole spoiler that he did. Like I said, I didn't really want to watch My Hero because it reminded me too much of my ex, and it just hurt to like go through that.
My favorite character is Deku.
Of course he is, because you look like a light skinned Deku.
Deku's my favorite because I relate to him.
Yeah, of course you do. You have Deku hair too.
That's like Deku. That's why I got your powers.
Shut up. I wanted to, at some point, I wanted to improve on myself. Because then, like, I remember thinking about the things that didn't work out between her and I realized, like, a lot of that was me. A lot of that was my, my anxiety and my constant need for validation and shit like that. So it's just, like, I need to, like, not necessarily toughen up, but I just need to find me. I need to find...
Yeah.
The part of me that I thought I could find in her, because that's not fair. It's not fair to have needs and wants and expect one person to fulfill all of that. A person can't fulfill you. You have to fulfill yourself and share what you've created within you with the next person. That's what a relationship is.
He's gonna be on our relationship episode, just so you know. It's already written in stone. It has to happen now.
So I and then I started looking at I went away for a week in August, and I did cosplay with one of my best friends. Will, we were a duo, like a Power Ranger duo, and a bigger team of 14 characters.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And we had a photo shoot. All of us looked awesome. We looked great, but we did a photo shoot, and the pictures came back. Oh my god, dude!
They didn't come back good?
They came back awesome.
Okay.
But you could see my fat spilling out above my belt.
Ah. Yeah.
And here's the thing. It actually wasn't spilling out. My belt was just positioned weird. Instead of you know how your shit goes around your waist in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that it was straight here but upwards back there.
Ooh.
I didn't pull it down, so my belt was going upwards.
Okay.
And so it highlighted how much fat I actually had. You could actually see it. The belt could have hidden it, but because I had it on wrong, and you see that, and no one fixed it because no one was looking, because everyone thought I looked fine. So when you go back and you look at all the pictures, my stomach looks like it's spilling over, and I was like, I can't ever do this again. This needs to change.
Now he looks healthier than me on my best day. So,
shut up, dude. You've definitely drastically changed from when I met you to now. You've slimmed down a lot. To the point where I was concerned.
yeah.
He did look...
I looked a bit anorexic at one point.
He did, and I was worried. But it was funny. The first time I saw that version of him, he had actually come from a stage show. So you had eyeshadow on.
Yeah, yeah.
So your eyes look flush. And I remember being horrified because I was like, yo, I thought this was only in cartoons that people have flushed eyes when they're dehydrated. But this dude is all the way sucked dry. And I remember being mad at Steph because I'm thinking, how the fuck did you let him get here? I didn't say anything, or at least I don't think I yelled at her. I know that at the very least I didn't say what I was thinking. I probably talked to her about it, but I know I didn't say what I was thinking because it was too mean. But in any case,
yeah, Steph brought that up too.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, to me, she was like, you look really unhealthy. And it took me to look at pictures of myself then. There were a few really good pictures where I was like, okay, I liked where I looked here. But, I looked like a skeleton at one point. I was like, oh my god.
And I was so uncomfortable around you because it was
shit.
Not in a bad way. It was more like this was my first time experiencing someone who probably could have been I don't want to say bulimic because I don't know what the traits are of that. I don't want to like throw out a general term, but I was thinking
But
like
having an eating disorder.
yes, there you go. I'm thinking like is Khalil becoming one of those people, and what do I have to do to help him? I was so uncomfortable because it was just like, what the fuck happened?
And I think I might have been transitioning into that sort of mind state unintentionally because, like, my mindset at the point for losing weight was I wanted to love myself and, like, I wanted to be, what time is it?
3:37.
Okay. I wanted to be attractive to, like, myself and other people around me, and I was tired of feeling fat and looking fat, and now the way my mindset has changed, it's like I just want to be stronger. I still don't like the way I look, but I'm working on loving myself no matter what, so that I can progress. Because if you're focused on just how you look and hating yourself, you're not going to change, because you're not going to have that drive to. You're going to be hating yourself. You're going to do, your workouts here and there, but you're not going to have enough passion or drive to keep it up for a consistent basis, because you're going to keep looking for change and stressing yourself out about it until you take drastic measures. Now, I'm not saying water fasting is a drastic measure, because I think everyone should fast.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah, but I was doing it too much, and I got to a point where I was like losing muscle as well, and I couldn't keep up with the loss. And then I was limiting my calories too much to like 1,500 calories. And like,
I remember this. Yeah, I remember being scared for you. That shit was pretty intense.
Yeah, so
somewhere like in there, I was like, this needs to change. I need to just change something here, like, because I'm losing too much. Mm-hmm. So, and I didn't mean weight. I mean like, I'm losing in the context of wins and losses. Too much was going wrong in my life at that time, so I was like, I need to take charge of something and be better.
Yeah. Can I use your phone real quick?
Yeah.
You still have Steph's number, right?
I believe I do, yes.
Alright. Let me just text her real quick. Going to Art Basel. Did you want to come with us, or you were going to work out?
What was I doing? I was supposed to do something. Do I need to pay to get in there?
I don't think so.
What time are you guys going?
We're, I think, around this time. But that's why I'm texting her to see where she is.
It's gonna be under Preble because I have a lot of Stephanie's.
Alright. Yeah, the secret is. Alright, and we're back. So we have to go. I didn't realize we were recording so long.
It hasn't even been that long. We just started later than we planned.
Yeah, that's true. Which is partially my fault. But we're gonna do a part 2. Hopefully Joe can be on for it. And talk about like Joe's experience with anime. I've always loved anime. Like, it's always been a thing. Just been trying to get him into it. And he's finally into it, and I can talk to him about it. So
much so that I'm cosplaying a fucking anime character. And not even like, oh, I'm just gonna wear his colors or whatever. Like, I went and got a suit made, a bodysuit made. I'm having a wig made. I'll show you, like, I got the eyebrows being made too. Like,
really?
Yeah, she sent me a picture. They look amazing. So yeah, next level shit, bro. And I have a team being put together, dude. Like, I have a Froppy and Ochako. I have, what's his name, Eraserhead? Mm-hmm. All of that.
All right. So come back next episode.
Next episode.
Yeah. And do you want to be on the relationships one?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.